Today I'm surviving another 100 days in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. I'll build quite a lot, attempt to conquer the woodland mansion, and build something I've never built before. Can I go another 100 days without dying? Let's find out. It's day 500 and all the spruce wood I've gathered for this side of the base has been done right here. The first thing I'll do in this video is make this area look better. Step 1 will be to remove these trees. I'll still use this land to gather wood, I just want it to be presentable. With that out of the way, I'll flatten this section with Boo the shovel. This takes an entire day as I dug 53 stacks of dirt. I go through and place some of that dirt back to enlarge the space I have up here. This time I'll make an actual hill instead of building a wall as I've been doing. After taking a look, I decide against it and build a stone wall. I know, another wall. I have a serious problem. Bows, welcome in. Please, have a seat. What brought you in today? Walls. Walls? Walls. Can you explain what you mean by that? Walls. Are you talking about the walls around us? Walls? Day 504 and 505 are all about placing dirt. Day 506, I finished getting the space ready. Besides this stone, perhaps I gave myself a little too much land. It'll get used eventually. For now, I'll stick with planting trees. I go through and harvest all the sugarcane around the base as well as collect from both auto towers. I trade for 2 stacks of emeralds and heal my tools just a bit. The entrance to the chest room I recently built was unfinished, so I added some walls and fences to help it out. I need so many more chests down here, so I'll use a couple days to just gather wood to solve that problem. This storage room won't be my main storage. I really like having everything in reach as I do now, so these chests down here will be for overflow blocks. When I run out of space up top, I'll clear space using these chests. I haven't seen my friend in a couple weeks. My most recent video as I'm recording this was a Better on Bedrock video, and that has goblin traders with no wandering traders. I'll give you an emerald. Goodbye, friend. I have many cows and sheep, but I'm still pretty behind with the chickens and pigs. It's day 514 and sometime before day 600 I will complete the roof for Auto Tower. Before I get to that, there are other matters at hand, like collecting this sugarcane and more importantly, building up Auto Tower 2. I'll build through the night as piling up is very lackluster. It's just follow the pattern and fall. Follow the pattern and fall. While doing this, you do fly through your food because you're constantly taking damage. I give the cows some wheat, cook some steak, and get back to building. I could tower up this way, it just requires me to continuously click as well as constantly switch blocks. Day 516, we have an updated look. There's plenty of space on the inside for more bamboo farms. They can be built later. Right now, I'll fly to the gunpowder farm because I'm starting to get low on rockets. I have looting 3, but to maximize efficiency for gunpowder, I'm going to gather soul sand. The soul sand savior didn't like that, so I gave him a hug. Positivity always wins. I break the surface layer of the room and replace it with the sand, while of course keeping this area lit up. I go through layer by layer. I'd like to do it all at once, but I think if I did that, ghasts would ruin this. I'm going to need to gather a lot of soul sand, approximately 23.2 stacks. The soul sand savior came back for another hug. I continued to dig and place in layers, leading to day 518 where the floor is now all soul sand. All that's left to do is get soul speed on a pair of boots. I could try to get it with a villager, but since I'm level 44, I think it may be faster this way. I won't disenchant these as they're pretty good. After some rerolls, I get near perfect boots. In fact, they're almost better than what I have now. Looks like I will have to go the villager route as I'm no longer level 30. I begin cycling with this villager and set up a pretty good system. He didn't move, making this very efficient. That was until Happy Feet decided to take the lectern. Unlike the calm villager from before, this one won't stop moving. It gets worse as I spend 28 minutes just trying to get soul speed, only to find out after a Google search that villagers don't sell that book. Day 522, I grab some gold and go on to trade with the hoglins. Hopefully 2 stacks is enough. I don't know why I was attacked. I'm literally wearing gold. I get excited when I see this book and it's what I want. Well, not 3, but it'll have to do. I somehow started a war. I'm still unsure why they attacked me while I'm wearing gold, but I get out safely. Here's everything I received. I did combine 2 Soul Speed 1 boots for these. Day 523, I finally start gunpowder farming. Right from the start, you can see the difference Soul Speed makes. My boots did break, which I wasn't expecting, so I traded for a mending book and placed that as well as Soul Speed 1 on these diamond boots. I also add on Unbreaking 3. Back to the ghasts. As I collect this XP, my shoes will heal, so there's no worry about losing them. Since my tools are pretty low, I'll spend some time here with the Enderman. Having gear at 100% health looks so nice. It's day 527 and there's currently no easy way to get to my spruce farm without the elytra. I'll fix that by building a bridge. I already have the perfect spot to build this as my dock points here. I begin with slabs moving out 7 blocks. After that, stairs will go up 2 followed by more slabs, up 2 more slabs. Once that's at the right height, I connect the bridge to the tree's land. Support beams go in next using spruce logs. Cobblestone stairs and slabs go underneath for some additional support, followed by a wall fence stair combo. It looked too flat underneath, so some additional slabs go through the middle. This bridge still looks off. Operation Fix This Bridge is a go. Night 532, the bridge is complete. It's pretty spacious and fits the theme. I have not harvested my crops besides sugarcane in a while, so I will do that now. The sugarcane is also fully grown and ready to be turned into emeralds. Day 534, I'll just be transferring some of the loot as my random chests up top are full. As of now, the only way to get out of here is with the elytra. I'm digging out a path, so that's no longer the case. In fact, I'll be digging out 2 hallways. One will be going to the spruce side of the base, built out of said wood, while the other is with cherry. It's very bright running down this hall, especially compared to the spruce side. Day 538, I'll connect a ladder for the spruce hall so I have a way to get up and down. The cherry side, on the other hand, will have a water elevator. With that finished, I'll move on to the build up top. I go up 10 blocks with stripped cherry wood 4 times. On the inside of those blocks will be a line of cherry planks. Following that will be deep slate tiles, setting up an opening for purple stained glass. The flooring will be cherry wood, while the roof will follow what I've done many times with a little extra. After some finishing touches, this build is done for. On the other side, I'll start with pulling out the land just a bit. I then dig up the dirt to give me some more space. I start with stripped spruce wood followed by planks to give me an opening for white stained glass. I build the roof, add some detail, and here we have the spruce entrance to sub-storage. I just came up with that name. I love it. One of my favorite things to do in this world is looking at my base once I've finished a build. This is the longest survival world I've ever had. Sugarcane and emeralds. My tools are back at full health and I have 12 stacks of emeralds. Let's fill in Auto Tower 2 with 7 more bamboo farms. I build through the night and finish on day 545. There's still enough space for maybe another 7 farms. I definitely won't be doing that anytime soon. What I will be doing is finally finishing the top of Auto Tower. Before I can begin, I'll need to gather quite a lot of wood. If only these trees could grow like spruce trees. Day 548, it's time to complete Auto Tower. I start with branching out to the left side and lowering this part of the wall. I'll then follow that with going out 7 blocks, continuing with the cherry wood. From there, I'll bring it back up to its original height. Next up, I find the order I want to continue this building and pile up completely on all 3 sides. With this additional box in place, I'll bring it up 10 more blocks from the midpoint of the midpoint. I'm out of food, so I feed the cows and cook some steak. I'm going to need a lot of glass for what's next, so I fly to the snowy desert and fill an entire shulker box with sand. I build a platform up top, then an automatic smelter for this sand. I'm not sure if the furnaces I have at home are in range, so I'll do this here. This definitely isn't the perfect automatic smelter, but it'll work for now. I'll continue the pattern I have going off in this direction with this gap in between. Now time to go up another 10 blocks all around, while of course following the pattern. Time to put the glass that's smelted to use. While I do this, I'll explain some things about this build. I got a comment from none other than Dr. Doofenshmirtz saying I should make the roof for Auto Tower like Dr. Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. This was a comment from 300 days, and I was really considering it. Then on the 500-day video, Dr. Doofenshmirtz has returned. This wasn't an attempt to recreate Evil Incorporated. I just used Evil Inc. as a big inspiration to the top of this build. I of course got the idea to do this from my favorite character in Phineas and Ferb. A project I started on day 126 has finally been finished on day 558. Technically, it's not fully finished as there's still stuff to do on this floor as well as the first floor. I'll get to that another time. Auto Tower 2 must be finished, and I have an idea on how to do it. First things first, I want it to be just a touch taller, so I'll go up 10 additional blocks all around. With that done, I'll head to the nether to gather some blocks I want for the top. I immediately get attacked and for some reason can never line myself up correctly to just walk out. I've never seen this before, a zombie pigman riding a lava monster with a carrot on a stick. I knew this was something that a player could do, I just don't think I've ever seen a pigman do it before. I fly to the basalt biome to gather blackstone and basalt. Look what we have here, a ghast. Minecraft just announced a new ghast coming to the game. I haven't been a fan of most of the recent mobs like the sniffer and armadillo. I still have yet to do anything with either of them. But this new ghast has me excited. It adds amazing lore to the ghasts, looks cute, and will be very useful. Back home, I set up some blocks, making a gradient I want to use. I run down to the mine shaft and gather tuff. I also get over a stack of iron while doing so. This sugarcane will partially heal my tools. Let's finish this build. I will go around level by level, slowly transitioning blocks to make a gradient. The idea I have for this roof is the people of the cherry base didn't want there to be a taller building in the spruce base, so they attacked it. I want the top of this building to look like it was burned down and destroyed. I do something slight for the flooring up top and like the outcome. I have yet to see what this looks like, and when I take a peek, I'm extremely happy to see it came out how I wanted. It's day 563 and both auto towers are finished, besides the interiors. I really do love how this came out. I think I can make it a bit better by just pulling it down just a bit and making the transition right here more smooth. I wanted it to look destroyed and burned down, and I really think that's what shows. The top of Auto Tower 1 is still the tallest building in this world. Here's another nice angle of the Auto Towers. Next up on the to-do list is conquer a woodland mansion. I feel like I say it every single video, like this is my first time doing this, but I mean, this is my first time. There is just so much that I haven't done in Minecraft. I've been to a woodland mansion many times. I've fought the monsters on the inside, but I've never actually went through and defeated all the monsters and looted every single room. The Woodland Explorer map. Before I leave, there are a couple things I need to gather, like golden apples, a travel bed, which since I'm on the topic of beds right now, I'm going to make a couple more. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want every building in this world to have a bed in it. I know there's an easy way to conquer the mansion, and that's with flint and steel, but I don't want to do it that way. At least not right now. Maybe if I die a couple times, I'll change my mind. I think I have everything I'm going to need. I am going to want Bo's MC. The sun rises from the east, and since I'm on the bottom right corner of the map, I should be able to just go straight this direction. And I can actually just look at the map with my offhand. That'll make this much easier. Here we go, making progress. Now it's just a straight left this direction. My icon has gotten bigger, so I'm probably pretty close. The dark oak forest is just past this birch forest. Oh wow, there's the mansion. And I knew the dark oak forest was past this because there's always a birch forest touching a dark oak forest. Always. I will set my spawn up here. Let's put on my chest plate. I have not died in this video, and I didn't die in my last video either. Well, last video in this series. That being said, I can go on a 2 video streak without dying. Let's do this. We have our first. I didn't bring any torches. I definitely should have brought torches. I'm going to look for some coal really quick. Here we go. Since I currently don't have any totems of undying, this is actually going to be a very useful trip. Now I'm ready to conquer the woodland mansion. Some of the monsters in here can get pretty strong, specifically the ones that spawn the allays, which I think is this one right here. Oh no, that's the one with the axe. Wow, 3 hearts. Okay, yeah. If I just take this one by one, I should be fine. Is there something behind here? That's not like a rhetorical question or a question I already knew the answer to. It just looked like a spot that would have something, which it does, a creeper and a chest. No, don't blow up the chest. What? Wait, What? I was excited because it's an enchanted golden apple, but it has efficiency 1. What does that even mean? I mean, I know what efficiency 1 means, but I've never seen an enchantment on an enchanted golden apple. What? This has to be something that's super, super, super rare. I've never okay, here we go again. Another time where I say it's something that I've never seen before. But seriously, I've never seen this before. We have some prison cells here. Are these regular allays? They are. I don't want to set them free just yet, only because, oh, there's no chest in there. Only because I can come back and actually take them with me. And if I set them free, then they can just despawn. So I will let them sit in there for now. Wow, okay. I need to actually not do that. I don't think they infinitely spawn. So once I go through the entire mansion and have it all lit up, I should be good. I don't want to take on more than one at a time. Ow. Because an iron axe is actually pretty strong. I have my bow. Why am I not using it? The emeralds they drop are pretty much useless. I have like 12 stacks at home. There are a lot of chests in here. Hopefully we get some good loot. There's literally nothing. I will take this flower up here. It's a flower that only spawns in a swamp, and I have yet to find a swamp. And since I'm on Bedrock Edition, I can bone meal this flower and get more of the same type. I have officially cleared the entirety of the first floor. Since there were none of the stronger illagers, I think that means the ones that spawn the allays are up here. We have bookshelves. I will happily take these. Ow! I have a bow. There we go. There's also a Podzol biome right outside the spruce biome. That's interesting. That's one of the strong ones. Wow. But Bo's MC is stronger. I have more range and I win. Yes, a Totem of Undying. Beautiful. My first one, and I will wear it now. These banners are cool, and guess what? It's another thing that I've never done anything with. There are so many different customizable options with banners that I need to get to. No, why did I run in? Am I safe on the other side? There we go, beautiful, another totem. We have a chest up top that has nothing. Riptide 2, is that good? Resin clump. I'm not going to take this only because I'm pretty sure it's easy to get and I don't have much inventory space, so I don't want to grab things that I don't need. That's it for the second floor. On to the attic. Okay, this doesn't even look like an attic. This is the third floor. Stay out of range and use your bow. Another totem. I still have yet to see any of the dangerous allays. Well, that's it for the third floor. I know there's an attic, but I don't know where the stairs are, so I will just go up this way. What? There's no attic? I always thought there was an attic. I guess the third floor was what I was thinking of. With that being said, I have conquered the Woodland Mansion. That was easier than I thought it would be. I do have really good gear, so that needs to be mentioned. I was able to get 3 Totems of Undying and Enchanted Golden Apple with Efficiency 1. Before I head home, I'm going to go on a mining trip. I'll drop off everything I was able to gather. Now, the reason I'm going mining is, 1, I actually need some iron. I have a solid amount left right now, but I did recently go through a whole bunch when making the auto bamboo farms, so I want to replenish that. I also only have a couple stacks of spare coal left. And that's another resource that I don't want to be low on. My first diamonds down here. I'd say that was a pretty successful mining trip. I got 4 stacks of iron, 2 stacks of coal, 19 diamonds, and a stack and a half of gold. Time to head on home. I get home and smelt what I mined. I then randomly placed those bookshelves I got from the Woodland Mansion in the sub-storage spruce hall. Next up, I'll be extending the wall this direction. Whoa. Day 571, I've ran out of deep slate, so I mined for some more. My goal is to fill 2 shulker boxes with just cobbled deep slate. There is a slime chunk down here, so I have to fight occasionally. 54 stacks of deep slate later, I use a couple of those stacks to finish the wall. I'll go through and start to get some of the dirt placed up here. I'm for sure not going to finish it all now. On day 576 and 30 stacks of dirt later, I was ready to move on to another project. I'm super low on cherry wood, so 2 days will go to cutting down trees, and I'll spend another cutting down spruce trees. Less time spent, and I still get more wood from these because of how they grow. Day 580, I plant a couple spruce trees around the base. It's not much, but it adds some life. Moving on to the interior of Auto Tower, I'll have a checkered floor with pink cherry planks and stripped cherry logs. As far as getting up and down without the elytra, I'm going to build this ladder for now. Eventually, I will switch it to a water elevator. Over at Auto Tower 2, I'll do the same thing, but with spruce wood. Checkered floor followed by ladders to get to the top. Once I was up there, I took a look at the dam and wanted to add more water. It doesn't seem like there's enough spread from the initial lake. I dig out a pretty big chunk of land and place dirt underneath because of the original hole I covered. Day 584, once I was done, it looks like the extension was a good idea. I was supposed to finish this farm a while ago, but haven't gotten to it until now. I'll take my last 16 stacks of dirt and make more of a den in this land up top. The cherry base will have much more space when this is all said and done. The final thing I want to build before day 600 is a firework farm. I was thinking about what I wanted to do for these last few days, and I started scrolling through some comments, and I got a comment from Neo Thing suggesting a firework farm. And after looking up how customizable fireworks are, this is definitely something I want to build. I think the perfect spot for the firework farm will be right up here. The plan I have for the build is for it to be something like this with a pixel art rocket on the wall right here. The plan I have for this build is to make an actual rocket right here. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to need some concrete. I could use wool, but I don't think I have enough, and I don't know if I have enough time to actually collect all the wool I'd need. But with concrete, I just need sand, gravel, and the color of dye I want to use. I'm going to need white, light gray, and a darker red. I will need a lot more of these, and more of these flowers for light gray dye. I have more sand and dye if I need it, but I think what I have here will be enough. Now, I just pile up with all the powder, except some of the red will be left because I am going to need different shades of the red. I won't be building a big firework and then have the fireworks on the inside because the firework is only 13 pixels tall, so it would be too small because it's only like 3 blocks wide. So I'd have to triple or even quadruple it to give myself space, but then this build would be like half the size of Auto Tower, which is far too big. So instead, what I'm going to do is just make a regular cherry build like this, but have a pixel art of a rocket on each of these front sides. I will start the build right here. After taking a look from a distance, I think it would be better if it began right over here. On second thought, it looks like it might be better if it's moved over like 3 blocks, and it could even be moved forward a couple blocks. So I think where I originally had it is where I want it. Now that I have the base in, I will get the corners in with these logs. I think stripping this wood is the way to go, and I'll go up 18 blocks. Wait, actually, instead, why don't I just... Okay, yeah, I'm all around the place. Instead of doing this, why don't I just do this? So we have something like this. I'll build the walls first and then break spots open for windows. I need one more shade of red, and what I'm going to use for that will be red wool. 24 should be more than enough. With the new ghasts, you'll be able to build almost as if you're in creative. That being said, scaffolding will become almost useless. I mean, right now it's not nowhere near as good as it should be because it drops like that. I think it should just be like dirt where it can just go as far as you want it to, but I won't be using this anymore. I actually need some black concrete too. There's another Nautilus shell. I think I might have enough to make the heart of the sea, which is another thing that I've never made before. Now I can build the pixel art of the rocket, and I made this even for some reason, so I need to break all this and shift it over 1 block. Doing this with live commentary has definitely thrown me off, so I will just go back to post commentary. Goodbye. Hello everyone. Once I finished that, I built the rocket pixel art on both sides. It's not completely accurate with some shades of the colors being off, but that doesn't mean it didn't come out looking nice. Next up, I build a cherry wood wall on the inside while leaving an opening for the rockets to be seen from in here. Onto the lower roofs, I'll go with a polished deep slate trim and cherry stairs. The roof up top will be done pretty similarly, but of course it doesn't get cut off from a wall being in the way. Both levels are in place, so I go to break some parts of the wall for deep slate as well as windows. Even with the new ghasts coming out, scaffolding will still be useful in some situations like building on the inside of a taller building. Up top, I mix in some regular glass with purple. I think this small plus shape will be a nice addition. I get rid of the dirt and build in the floor checkered like I did with Auto Tower. The main rocket build is done, so I'll move on to adding some detail on the outside and some tables on the inside. This happened at an earlier time where the clouds are for some reason completely dark, even though there's no rain or thunder going on. It really makes it look strange up here. It is close to becoming night, and last time I slept, it fixed that problem. As far as the use goes for this build, I'm going to use it to create a bunch of different types of rockets. There are 16 different colors of dye in Minecraft, and each of these item frames will have a different one. I'm going to alternate with chests and barrels. Now I will start collecting some of the dye to go in those slots. And bone meal is actually super useful when it comes to making colors. Light blue dye, pink dye, and even gray. Also, if you want some lime green, bone meal is the way to go. I have every color of dye except brown. Oh, I also need cyan. I forgot about that. That's just blue and green. I don't see myself ever using that much brown dye, so I'm not going to gather too many cocoa beans. Also, I can farm cocoa beans, so I don't need to grab that many anyway. I now have every color of dye in Minecraft. I reorganized the dye, so this is what I'm left with now. All 16 different colors in Minecraft. Neothin gave me this idea in the comments, and then I searched a video on how customizable the rockets are, and there are so many different types you can make. Now, as far as the rockets for flying goes, there's only 3 different types. You have the flight duration 1, 2, and 3. But if you want rockets to be like actual fireworks, there's a lot you can do, and that's by making a fireworks star. I'll grab a piece of lime dye and put this in here with a golden nugget as well as a piece of gunpowder, and now I have a star-shaped lime fireworks star. Then what you can do with this is combine it with a piece of gunpowder and paper to make that into a firework rocket. And now you just launch the rocket and it's an actual firework. This has been in the game for so long, and can you guess what I'm going to say next? Yeah, it's another thing that I've never done. When I was younger, I'd play in creative worlds and grab a bunch of rockets like this and then just, run around and put them in dispensers and shoot them like that. But I've never one time crafted a custom firework rocket in Minecraft Survival. You can even use diamonds to make a different type of effect. Something else you can do is combo colors. So now I have this rocket and it will have a twinkle effect because of the glowstone dust, making this firework look like this. Red and white with the twinkle effect. And if you want to get even more creative, you can combine different colors as well as different ingredients to make this. Using mob heads is also an option, but I don't have an enchanted trident, so I have no way of getting those right now. I haven't traded with the villagers in a while, and my sugarcane chest shows that. My bamboo chest, on the other hand, has not been in range, it looks like, so there isn't much here. My elytra is also the lowest it's been since I've gotten mending. I could fly with these rockets, but there's almost no point unless I'm looking back like this. This has been 600 days in Minecraft Bedrock. First things first, I want to say I'm very excited for the Minecraft movie. These last 100 days haven't been the most productive, but that doesn't mean they weren't productive. I finished both auto towers, conquered my first woodland mansion, built a firework farm, and made some walls. Where am I? How did I get here? Oh my gosh, it's those walls. I need to destroy the walls. Who would you be without me? Time to find out. That's literally straight from Transformers. You're just copying lines from Transformers. What are you talking about? That's what Optimus Prime said. Time to find out. That's literally what you're doing right now. You said, who would you be without me? That's Megatron. That's a good point. Yeah, that is a good point. That's why I made it. Right. You don't have to be rude about it, but it's okay. What is that on your face? What are you talking about? You're a wall, right? Like that's what the 3x3 spruce wood is, but I'm like talking about like in the center of you, there's something there. Like, what is that? It's a wall. It's a literal cobblestone wall. Why is that? Is that like your eye? No, that's like to say my name. Listen, I would put a sign with wall on it, but every time I place a sign, the game crashes. That's a good point. I don't know why that happens. Literally every time. Just I don't know what's going on with that. Neither do I. Okay, now who's the one being rude? You're right. I'm sorry. Anyways, can we get back to what we were doing a second ago? What were we doing a second ago? I don't know. We're like rivals now, right? Because you keep building me. I mean, yeah. Oh, okay then.